All right, so Emmanuel Lewis here with Europe Elites. We have today Coach Lars of the Dusseldorf Panther, without the S, U19 team. They will be playing, I believe, this weekend in U19 German Bowl against the Paderborn
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Yeah, Paderborn Dolphins. Glad to have you on today, Coach Lars.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have a few questions for you, of course, just pertaining to your team and how you guys got here and some of the expectations that you might have for this game. For instance, could you tell us about some of the season struggles that most people wouldn't know about as a head coach? Maybe injuries, maybe play calls, certain situations that may have caused a little struggle this season for you guys to get to where you guys are today.
Being a U19 coach is always a lot of struggle. Things people wouldn't think. Kids going on vacation with their parents, or kids getting grounded, or kids having school.
Yeah.
Football-wise, we started a new program with the guys lifting weights, and then we found out it was a little too much for them. So football practice plus 3 times weightlifting, that was a little too much. It was a little struggle. Of course, in Germany, it's always the weather. Sometimes it's too wet, you can't go on the field. Sometimes it's too hot, you can't go on the field, and stuff like that. But regarding football, yeah, of course, also ups and downs. But we're trying to build on every game and trying to get better every practice, and that's, I guess, why we're here.
Yeah, definitely why you guys are here. I mean, you guys are a very talented team. We talked briefly before here, and I believe that you guys are. I was excited about the level of play for the U19 and just the younger generation coming up in Germany for football. It looks very, very well, and you're doing a great job there. Okay, so what are some things that we can expect from this game, offensively and defensively, from you guys? What are you looking to?
Finals always a different game, so everybody's going to be hyped up. Everybody's going to be nervous, including referees and mostly players. So, of course, we try to go with the stuff we're good at,
Right.
Which is be versatile. Yeah. Yes. What can I say? I mean, we got good teams. Paderborn Dolphins have all the right in the world to be there. They got a very good defense. They got very good offense, and so do we. And it's going to be an exciting game too, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not going to go into details here.
Yeah. Hey, great answer, Coach. I know you're not trying to give too much away.
maybe we're going to try the Omaha call.
Okay, yeah. And that'll be a good one. Cool. So, just talking about your personally, your coaching style. Obviously, it's successful for you guys and for yourself. Could you kind of speak on how you kind of coach the guys up, and if you're a very stern guy or pretty lenient kind of coach's player, you know what I mean, or player's coach, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. 2 ways, First, on one side, there's football, and I think when it's about football, you have to be a little old school. You have to go from top down, but there's also we've got a big team. We got about 70 players, all individuals.
Right.
So you got to talk to each one of them. You got to know everybody. You got to know everybody on the team. You got to know about problems. Maybe you got to know about it. Try to develop, as a player, but also as human.
Right. Exactly. And I know we're dealing with with some teenagers. So you know, hormones are growing and physicality is growing. So you know, they tend to have their ups and downs personally. You know, with what's going on. So I definitely, you know, commend you for that, and hats off to you because, like I said, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Another question for you, Coach Lars. What are, you know, kind of relaying back to, you know, not to give too much away from the game expectations, but what are some of your offensive schemes and your defensive schemes as far as like, you know, sets and, you know, defensively, what kind of sets are you kind of, you know, looking to run more?
Oh, our basic defense is a 3-4. I guess we're playing attack style defense. We're very lucky this year for having a lot of athletes on the team. So, like I said, both have a very team. Up after this year, we have a very young quarterback. He's got 2 more years of junior football. Okay. Yeah, I think it's not going to be about the schemes. I think it's going to be about keeping calm. That's the biggest part of the game.
Right. Which would kind of answer my next question.
I'm working around the schemes question.
Yeah. Which you know, you answered actually my next question for you. You know, what would it take to win this game? Of course, you know, I think you said it. Just kind of keeping your nerves down. You know,
yeah.
Cool, collective in a big game like such. If I'm not mistaken, you guys have 1 win and 1 loss against each other already. So this will be, you know, games of all games, and I'm pretty sure it'll be a very intense game for you guys. So
2 out of 3, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know what I mean? And it shows, just as far as, you know, the guys that I've interviewed and, you know, yourself, it shows that you guys are putting in the work in Paderborn as well as, you know, in Dusseldorf. So, you know, great job again. Did you ever play football yourself?
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, I think every team is doing a great job right now in this league. I mean, you know, a couple of years ago there was just 1 team or 2 teams winning everything, but nowadays everything has grown so much, and all the football development that has been going on in Germany and all the good coaching, and it really pays off, you know, finally.
Right, definitely. You know, I know you mentioned that you had some kids playing since they were like 8, 9, or 10 years old already. So,
yeah, they've played for 10 years, you know.
yeah, and that goes to say that, you know, the game is growing. You know what I mean, and internationally. As a fellow player myself, I've been playing football since I was 7 years old. You know, and you know, you can never, you know, start too early in a sense where your knowledge is always growing in the game. And as you see yourself, you know, the fundamentals and techniques of the game will always go and last longer than just a physical, you know, talent. You know what I mean? If they don't know how to do certain things and have the education of the game, it's a little bit harder to, you know, execute plays. You know what I mean? And so yeah, definitely.
Amen.
So yeah, my next question was actually, did you ever play football yourself? And what position? And tell us a little bit about your playing background.
Yes, I did play football. I played, I guess, in total almost 20 years, mostly in Braunschweig. Was very lucky to be there. But then I've seen a lot of games. I've a lot of teams. I've been coaching now for also 8 years or 9 years even. And it's always a great thing. I really enjoy being out on the field, whether as a player or as a coach. And I always think back on my times playing and try to rethink, try to adapt, and try to see what I can use for my coaching today.
Right.
So yeah, I think football has been a great thing in my life, and it always will be.
Yeah, definitely. I'm right along with you, brother.
Yeah.
It saved my life, and I'm sure it saves many kids around the world. Just you know, keeping them focused and you know, giving them something to do. You know what I mean? As a physical being, we kind of like it when we get to go out there and hit somebody and not get arrested for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So How long have you
What was
been
the question?
coaching?
Did you see that question?
Huh?
Did you see that question coming up? Any advice for?
Oh,
I couldn't read it.
oh
It
yes.
was
The question is from, if I can say, Ty. Any advice on a young defensive coordinator about to start his first year in coaching? Let me show that. I don't know. There you go. So I showed it.
there. You go. Oh,
Now?
okay, I can see it now. Yes, my is look at your players and then build the program around the players. You know, all the books and and all the magazines and all the videos, they're all good, but it has to work for your team, only your team. Yeah. So if you got a good player, talented player, try to build the defense around him.
Definitely. I think wise
And
words.
start from there. That would be my advice.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Ty, for your question also. Yeah, and I think a great advice from you too, Coach Lars. I mean, a lot of times, some coaches get, too into the book and not really just, understanding it's just X's and O's, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you just got to execute. So, what works for you, you know? So, Coach Lars, when did you start coaching and how long have you been coaching?
Like I said, I'm not really sure about the years, but I started coaching with the Braunschweig Lions flag team. That was my first coaching job with the seniors. That was different from pro style football, which it is in Braunschweig, to coaching 40-something-year-olds in flag football. But it was great experience, great guys. Then I went on coaching with the NFL Europe. We had junior camps at players development. And then in the German Football League, in the juniors, first I went to Holland, coached a little bit there. Had very beautiful years in Langenfeld coaching there, and now the Panthers. So
cool. So you do have pretty good experience playing and coaching wise. A quick question too. Where, because I like your feedback and things like that. Where would you like to see the game of American football kind of go into the next 5 or 10 years? Do you have any kind of prediction of it? The growth of the game as far as internationally, especially in Germany, as we know that Germany is one of the most popular countries with football, American football in it. So, what do you see kind of coming in the next few years or so?
I guess my wish would be more consistency, because we do have very good clubs, very good programs, but then due to different reasons, they rise up, they fall down, and they get sponsors, they get money, they spend all the money, they spend too much money, they go bankrupt. Stuff like that. Too many ups and downs. My wish would be have a consistent league with a healthy junior program underneath it. It doesn't have to be pro. It's little things. You have to have facilities. I think you have to have some kind of professional coaching too to get to the next level. And I think there's a lot of work to do in Germany. There's a lot of people involved. They all have great ideas, but sometimes it's just too many people having too many ideas.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't agree with you more, and I definitely understand. A lot of what you're talking about as being a GFL player myself. I feel like the organization, would be key, and I definitely see the potential in the game of American football and internationally. I mean, it's growing rapidly. And like you said yourself, you have kids playing since they were, 9, 10 years old now. And I think that I've experienced guys 25 years old probably playing for 2 years, you know what I mean? So I definitely do agree with you, and I would love for that to happen. Maybe we can, advocate that a little bit and get some get some organization going on here. But that's a fun little question that I had to ask. You know what I mean? Because it was interesting to know. But Coach Lars, it was a pleasure having you on today. Do you have any final remarks or any shout outs to anyone that you might want to say? Family, friends, coaches, players.
Oh, I hope my team is watching. So and then to everybody who loves football, hey, football is the greatest sport. Keep on playing.
Hey, thank you. Wise words, man. Thank you again, Coach Lars. And nice to have you on. Much success this weekend. Good luck. I know you guys will be ready, and I'll be watching most definitely. So have a good day, and go Panthers.
Yeah, talk to you. All right, buddy. Talk to you. Bye.